What's up, y'all? Welcome to the next episode of the In the Whip podcast. It's your boy Flex in the driver's seat, Flip in the passenger seat, and today we have a really special episode for you guys. We got our first set of ladies in the back seat. In the back seat, man. This is gonna be a really special episode.
Okay, no claps, heard you. No claps, no claps.
You know, we'll add it post.
Type shit.
You know what I'm saying? Post that, we'll get a little going.
Got me.
But yeah, we got our first ladies in the back seat, man. It's a really special episode. We're gonna go ahead and introduce the ladies. Who wants to go first?
Excuse me? You normally introduce the people.
All right, that's cool.
I watch every episode.
Damn, they calling me out, man.
I like that. Nah, that was hard.
Look, so first we're gonna start with Deanna.
We don't introduce women. My fault.
Yo, you're gonna get fucked up already.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
All right, we got
two in here.
We got Deanna in the back seat, back right there. We got Victoria right here in the middle, and then we got Erine right here on right behind. This is gonna be a really special episode. Shit. Man.
Yeah. So.
Nah, bro.
I'm glad that I'm saying it's a good episode. Yeah. My beautiful girlfriend was able to join us.
Yeah,
you know?
Man, that's awesome.
And we got two people who have a lot of intelligence. God damn! I can't say nothing. She not beautiful? Is that? Nah.
Alright, hold on. We starting this shit over, bro. We're doing a full complete rewind.
What's going on? What's going on? We got beef?
I think we should keep it.
Yo, what?
Damn!
If you run the camera.
Wait, so what's...
See, the problem is, I told y'all to make faces.
My beautiful girl. Ha!
Hey, bro.
Damn!
This is gonna be a great episode.
I know what I'm gonna say next time.
This is gonna be a great episode. So, like,
to be very transparent, if it's okay, I did laugh first. I locked eyes with her, and then I laughed.
Even worse.
This is gonna be a great episode. So let me, like I always give a little introduction to everybody that's on the show. So Erine and Deanna, they're great, intelligent women that I met. Really good friends of mine. We all met at work. You know, they're really like just really good people, and you know they got a lot of knowledge, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to get her on here, get them both on here. And then we have Victoria, like Phil was saying before, that is you know, his beautiful girlfriend.
Beautiful,
you know what I'm saying, and we're happy to have her on too. Is there anything you guys want to say? Like, just give an introduction, like tell about yourselves, anything?
Nah, I'm trying to get to these topics.
Victoria
trying to debate.
Finishing her master's.
Ooh.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Graduated from Hampton University, and is holding it down in the 410.
Hampton is not
you know,
illustrious.
You don't like Hampton?
No, don't go there.
Oh shit.
Note that.
stand on that.
Is it because it's boring, or is it? What is it?
It's a scam. We call it Scampton.
Scampton is crazy.
Scampton is crazy.
Scampton?
Scampton is really crazy.
It's true.
But it's definitely too.
Is it? I'm just trying to understand, like, why they call it Scampton?
Everything is expensive. I remember
like
for a
shit.
singular textbook, I had to pay $425.
Jeez.
They will try to make you stay there as long as possible. They held me back one semester for extracurricular.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
This is your master's program?
I left. I got out before.
Okay.
Thanks be to Jesus.
Yeah. But for the extracurricular, was it like what was it, like swimming or something?
Like anything.
Yeah.
I ended up taking like Taekwondo.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, when I was in college, they
like
almost did the
still, I was
same.
like,
Yeah, they almost did the same thing when I was in college. I had to take swimming or I wouldn't graduate type shit. And they didn't tell anybody till the last minute I was like a senior.
That's what they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They waited till I turned in my graduation application, and they were like, actually,
Yeah.
you can't graduate.
That's
I was
what
like,
I'm
what? Like, I already got my tickets,
Yeah.
like my regalia, like everything. They're like, yeah, no.
I literally had people in my class who were only taking swimming that semester because that was what they needed to graduate. They didn't tell them until last minute.
For swimming? That's really interesting.
Yeah. No, it's just because they needed extracurricular and they just didn't tell anybody.
That was always my conspiracy theories with like colleges. Their whole thing is to keep you in school as long as
possible.
For
Hell
sure,
yeah.
Because
for sure.
every year they go up on your classes, how much they cost.
That is actually very true.
The only way they wouldn't get you is if you pay in full.
My mom was like, why haven't you started yet? And I was like, this. Taekwondo.
Would you ever go back to school or consider it?
Oh, definitely considering it.
Yeah.
Definitely considering
What
it.
would you go back for?
I want to go for criminal psychology.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
Would you end up being a detective?
Yeah, I was gonna say like FBI.
FBI would be the hope.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
It's a particular unit called the Behavioral Analysis Unit. I don't know if you guys have seen Criminal Minds,
Mm-hmm.
the show. It's like my favorite show
Yeah.
ever.
I really like Criminal Minds.
Anyways, the whole profiling and all
I
that is
haven't
very
seen Criminal
interesting to
Minds.
me.
Good show. Say it again. The last part.
What about Law
It's
and
really
Order?
interesting.
Profiling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
too
getting
much.
getting behind the mind of why people do what they do, the crazies. Like we wake up and want to brush our teeth and wash our face and stuff, and some people wake up and they're like, "Let's murder somebody," and that's just like crazy to me.
Yeah.
But it's also really interesting.
No, I feel you. I'm one of my secret passions is like
Murder?
psychology. No, not murder. You said murder. No, not murder. No, bro. Psychology. I love like behavioral psychology, understanding why people do the things they do, why they say, why they wake up, and like you said, brush their teeth, and the way they think. I think that shit is so crazy.
Yeah.
I've been watching this show recently. I can't think of it. Criminal Files. You heard of that? You heard of that?
Yep.
It's a really good show. Just because it's like I'm trying to think, what are these people? What caused them to do these things? And then you know, a lot of them are like serial killers, and they keep doing it and doing it. But usually that comes from like some type of trauma, childhood trauma that they have. You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting.
That's what they say.
That's what they claim. I feel like that's an excuse.
You think
That's
It
so?
can't always be childhood trauma.
What do you think it is?
I had childhood trauma, and I didn't stab a bitch.
Exactly.
I'm saying,
I mean,
honestly,
It's different childhood trauma.
No, I got
Okay,
my
okay.
ass beat. I did not stab a bitch.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But
hear
some
you.
people, everybody deals with it differently, and it affects them differently. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, you
That's
know.
why the study is interesting.
Ted Bundy had a perfect childhood. He came
Exactly.
from a white picket house.
And then when they were about
everything.
to execute him, he started, talking about how, oh my god, like my family should be porn, and now I decided to kill people.
Like you wouldn't have discovered porn on yourself.
Right.
You
So-
like, what?
Yeah, nah. Yeah. He was just a narcissist, psychopath type shit. So that even.
crazy.
Yeah.
He was the one that creeped me out. I never watched any of that shit again.
Really? For me, it was the I can't remember his name. It was the one that would dress up as the clown and like touch little kids and kill them.
Ooh, what's his name?
Bro, what?
You know who
I
I'm
know who
talking
you're
about,
talking
right?
about.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
No, like it's a thing. Like I discovered him when I was like mad young, cause like I grew up watching Law and Order. I love Law and Order.
Yep.
But they had like a case about him, like a little episode. Terrified of clowns ever since. Never again.
My fault. That wasn't supposed to be funny. My fault.
No, it's okay. I promise you, you'll never see me. I avoid clowns
I
the
feel
best
you.
I can.
That's what's up. And E, you're in school. I know you are. What are you studying?
You know, I forget.
What is it? Cybersecurity. right?
Cybersecurity and policy.
Yeah,
She's
management and policy.
I'm saying.
How is it for you so far?
It fucking sucks. I'm ready to graduate. I'm tired of writing these papers.
I feel you.
Oh, I
it's
feel you with
it's
that.
definitely a lot, especially the papers and stuff like that.
How much
But-
longer do you got?
I got 2 classes left. I'm in 1.
Oh, you almost there. What? Congratulations.
No, because people be wanting me to get other shit. Oh, get an MPA. Leave me alone.
Get what you want to get.
I don't know what I want.
Ah, that
like I
seems to
want
be
the
a
MBA.
common problem.
Mhm.
If
Not
I'm
knowing
being
what
honest,
you
I
want.
didn't know what I wanted. I'm currently getting my MBA. Still don't think it's what I want, but I
Yeah.
almost got it.
I heard
Just
that
finish
it's
it.
better to not really know what you like are passionate about for your degree, but know what you're good at and what makes money. Because if you look for a degree that you're passionate in, you'll be stuck in a little bit of a cycle where you're like, am I going to be happy with my degree forever? But really, if you make money from it, while it's a worldly view rather than like what you really want in your soul, if you're able to make money, you'll be happier than if you're broke.
That's not always true, bro. I don't agree with that.
I feel you.
No, I don't think material things is always gonna make you happy. Don't get me wrong, having stuff
feel
is,
you.
you know what I'm saying, important, but at the same time, if you have stuff and it's not making you happy, or you're struggling to keep up with all the stuff that you have,
Yeah.
you're gonna be living a pretty shitty life.
I agree.
I feel like that meme when people were like, oh, money aside, what would make you happy right now? That money you put aside.
Money on
That money, I need that money.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna kind of have to agree. Not having to worry about financial burdens
Right.
is definitely like it helps
Yeah.
with the stress. Like I'm not gonna say it's gonna bring me like 100% happiness,
Mhm.
but it definitely will help certain aspects. Like not having to worry about like waking up and not having a roof over my head one
Yeah.
day, or
Right.
not being able to put like food on my plate.
No, I feel you. I
And
agree.
in terms of happiness, it's like that's
Subjective.
relative.
Yeah,
it's
relative,
like,
subjective.
But I can say I've never thought of robbing somebody in my life, and that seems like something that shows how unstressed I am, because people do rob people, and I guess they may not need it, but I have a lot less stress on my life. Like, I've never even had to think about doing some shit like that and think that, like, know where my next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
So while I might not be happy relatively, it's a lot easier for me to be happy in my eyes. Like, I just need to do something. Like, I don't have the stresses of life weighing down on me,
and that's
with trying to be happy.
And that's a blessing for you, and not everybody has that. I'm not saying trying to discredit what you're saying,
that's,
but
that's the point. That was the point.
Yeah,
is that I've been blessed to see a situation where I can really worry about my happiness rather than I'm worried about living in that happiness.
I agree. I know what you're saying. Hey, man, we're getting off to... I can tell this is going to be a great episode. We didn't even get to the whip of the week yet, man.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look.
Hold on. Pull up the whip of the week.
Emphasize this.
What, the whip of the week?
Yes.
I am.
Yeah,
We got it this time.
What?
Hey, look, we're in a special whip of the week. Shout out Deanna. She got this new car. It's freaking beautiful.
Fresh
What is
off
it?
the lot.
Fresh
Whip
off
of
the
week.
lot. What is it, Flip?
2019 Hyundai Sonata SE. What?
Man.
What?
Man,
You should see it. Ain't a fingerprint in this one.
Not at all, bro. This shit is so fucking
Oh
beautiful.
my
This is such a
God.
nice car, bro. What'd you say?
I said I cleaned it yesterday.
Literally cleaned it yesterday. Oh my goodness. Flip, tell them about the whip of the week,
All right.
dog.
Key specs: 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. All right, boasting 185 horsepower. You know, it's not a Hellcat, but it's better than a Civic. You know, so
That's where I heard it from.
The Civic.
Transmission
You know about the
6
sport mode, dog.
Hey, bro, it's my comparison. Like, if something has more horsepower than a Civic,
Sylvia be lit.
Sylvia,
Tell
be
him.
lit.
Tell
I
him.
Her
appreciate
name
it.
is Sylvia. That's awesome.
Sylvia
Did you
be
name her
lit.
that?
I did.
That's cute.
I did.
That's what's
I
up.
did. All right. 6-speed automatic transmission, Shiftronic. I don't even know what that means, but it's
it's
sound good.
copyrighted.
Yeah,
it sound good.
drive front wheel drive, 26 miles per gallon in the city, 35 miles per gallon on the highway. And in the interior, 7-inch touchscreen display, Bluetooth hands-free phone system, rear view camera, 16-inch alloy wheels, cloth seating surface, driver's blind spot mirror. God damn!
Yo, this shit is nice, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
You got it all. You got it all.
This might be one of the best whips of the week we had in a while, man. It's real nice.
Nice interior
That's
for
what
the
I'm
size.
saying. That's what I'm
nice
saying.
interior for the size. Got a little space. You see, we got 5 people in here.
That's what I'm saying.
A little
Pretty,
scrunch in the back.
a little bit in the back. I
but
feel
you
good up
got
here.
5.
I feel great up
I
here.
stretch my legs, you know. I'm good.
That's what's up, man.
User-friendly tech.
Yeah.
Informative touchscreen. Easy to access media and settings. Fuel efficient. And for the money, it's a great car. It's an amazing car.
Yeah.
And we appreciate Deanna for letting us use
Hell
it.
yeah. D, we hyped this car up to the moon. What do you like about this car? Or is there anything you like about
It
this
has
car?
heat.
You said what? What you say?
I said it has heat.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Is that why you got this car?
Seriously, so I am not super tech savvy. So basically,
Yeah.
everything that you just read, Phil, Flip, everything you just read, I have not even learned all of that yet. I had a very, very old car prior to this.
Yeah.
Love him. His
What
name,
was-
Chuckles is his name.
Mhm.
Dodge Durango.
Okay, that's what's up.
2004 Durango.
Chuckles.
Old as heck. Had a crap ton of issues, including not having heat. So recently, it's been, as you know, freezing, like literally freezing.
How long did you not have? I'm sorry to cut you off, but how long did you not have heat for?
The entirety of owning the vehicle.
Are you serious?
How long did you own the vehicle?
Yeah.
A while, like 3,
God.
4 years, I think.
And so you be riding around with no heat?
Yeah.
That's
just
when
be-
you gotta put that blanket on your lap.
Yeah.
And do the
Blankets were good, gloves, extra socks. Point is, that was what I was most excited about, just having heat.
That's what's up.
Because that was really tragic, and my toes started getting really cold. I thought
So-
I was gonna die.
So do you feel like you're happy with this
Yeah,
car?
I'm really happy with it.
That's really good. I really like this car. Like, it's really beautiful. It's really nice inside and everything, man.
Yeah, one of my friends had a Sonata, and I liked driving his,
Yeah.
and liked the inside of it and everything, so I was pretty set on it.
That's what's up.
This seating, this cloth seat, it's so clever. Like, I really do like this.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, but I feel like it don't get too cold when it gets cold outside. Like, you don't sit down and like it frees your back off. Like I think it's nice.
Not in
Yeah.
here, no.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us use your car.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm
Really,
happy that it worked out with the timing and everything.
We really appreciate you using our car, using your car. So yeah, we're gonna really get into it. You know, we got a couple topics. You know how we get down. We got news, sports, we got relationship talk, and at the end we got our financial tip of the day. Okay. So y'all want to start juicy? Y'all want to ease into it, or my fault, Paul? But y'all want to? Yeah. Don't. No.
Let's juice it up.
Let's juice it up. All right.
Yo.
Oh man, let's go. Let's see what we're gonna talk about, man. So one of the main things I wanted to really talk about. Let's just jump right into it. You know, Trump had his executive orders. I hate that we always talk about this nigga. Literally everything.
So I think it's just a timing thing because it was the end of Biden's presidency when we started. And he's been on a rampage since he started. So it's like every week he's doing something new.
Yeah.
So every week he's just something to talk about. I don't think it's our fault.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing his thing. Like,
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just, you know, he's the hottest thing right now. You know?
Nah.
No, I'm just
It is our fault. Y'all wanted him in this office. Not y'all, but America. Y'all wanted him in that office so bad, and y'all got what y'all wanted, didn't y'all?
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. That's why she came on the podcast.
That's why
Yes,
she needed a platform. She needed a platform to express how. Hey, this is a platform.
to express how outraged I am. Y'all could have showed that y'all were racist and sexist and discriminatory in other ways, but y'all didn't need to put a buffoon in the office.
Buffoon.
They put
Twice.
somebody in the office who has the mental capacity of literally a monkey.
Twice.
His brain is as small
So-
as his pea-sized dick.
Twice.
This man pisses me off so mad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Twice. Twice.
Why are you so emotional about another nigga?
Because
About
he
another
takes my
man?
rights away. We wouldn't be mad
But,
if
okay,
somebody
let's
taking your
just
rights.
let me put it this way. What about if I told you like he's just a figure, he's a scapegoat for some other people who's probably making other decisions. So would you be as mad at him?
Yes, because he's still a rapist.
Okay. No,
he's
that's
still
justifiable.
sexist.
No, that's justifiable. That's justifiable.
Yes.
That's justifiable. I mean, I was just going at the rights parts and all that
Yeah.
other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's just like the tip. Like, we literally have a felon in office. He had to pay.
No, me and Team guys, that shit was crazy.
He literally had to pay a woman $5 million because he was found guilty of sexually assaulting her. And people were still like, yeah, put him in office. What?
Yeah.
What?
I think.
So-
Go ahead. You go. Go ahead, bro.
I
No.
forgot what I was gonna say.
I think just the fact that we literally have a convicted felon in office is insane.
And fellas can't even vote.
Yeah. No.
And that is my biggest fucking problem.
Yeah. No. I agree.
Like, felons can't vote. You deny a felon a job who wants it when he already did his fucking time. So at the end of the day, since he's a felon, he's the president, everybody who has done their time should be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Everybody who wants a job should not be denied a job because somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they did. Do they want to work? Let them work.
No, I agree. You know, I was watching this video. It came up on my Instagram reels. You know, that it was basically talking about how the conviction rate went up after, you know, the abolishment of slavery, because you got to realize slavery was like a $1 billion industry. Back then it was something crazy, but you know, they made a lot of money off of slavery, and then once that was abolished, they needed another way to keep those slaves, you know, that slave work going. And the only way is, I think it's in our Constitution, the only time that slavery is legal is if they're basically
a
a convicted felon. I don't know if you guys know that,
Did
but
not know that.
yeah, it's literally in our Constitution.
Wow.
So if they're a convicted felon, they're allowed to be slaves. And so what they did was, you know, they started changing the narratives and they started going after, you know, black people. So this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. So after slavery, when people started integrating, whites and blacks started integrating, one of the interesting things is the perception of black people is way different than what it is today. White people used to say, hey, we love black people. They're so nice. They're so kind. We can leave our kids with these people. They're the nicest people we ever had. So then at a time, you know, whoever was like, we can't let this happen because we need these African Americans to be our slaves to continue doing working. But not actually be slaves, you know what I'm saying? So we needed them to become felons. So they had to change the narrative about these people. And then that's when documentaries and videos, the first movie was literally To Save a Nation To Save a Nation. You guys heard of that? Yeah, it was the first video, and it depicted black people as these monsters and just evil people that would go and eat your kids and do all this crazy stuff, you know?
Crazy.
But basically they were trying to change the narrative so that, you know, they were able to convict these more black people, especially black men, so they can go work in these, you know, harsh environments to make them more money. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So just going off and all that.
And just prison is one of the highest money making systems in the nation, and has been like since the beginning of, since the end of slavery. And it's privatized, so it's really a business.
It is literally a business.
Prisons literally make money off people being in them.
They literally make money. You know, we're number one in the world for how many people we have in our prisons. Literally number one in the world, which is insane. And guess what? The majority is black African Americans. You know what I'm saying? And it's freaking crazy. I don't know how we got on this topic, but I just wanted to share that. I feel like that's really important. A lot of people didn't know that about this, especially the Constitution.
Well, something you told me that I didn't know about was that, like, that's when the police force was invented.
Around slavery, it was, you know, they had sheriffs. So let's go take it back a little bit. They did have a prison system, but it was either crazy people or just weird people doing, you know, fucked up shit in the world. Then, you know, they had like just one sheriff that would just watch those people that were in there. They'd have like little bounty hunters come in and do that. But then after slavery was abolished, that's when they created the basically the police force and stuff like that, so they can keep the black people in check. You know what I'm saying? And the slaves or whoever, the freedmen and stuff like that, keep them in check and keep them afraid so they can fall in line and do what they wanted them to say. Crazy stuff. So the police was made after slavery to keep people in check, which is fucking crazy when you really think about it. And basically what I'm saying is it's not there to protect us. You know what I'm saying?
To keep us in check.
Is to keep people in check, which is the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, they still do. I am very thankful for all the policing out there and stuff like that, but I'm just talking about the originality, where it came from is crazy, you know? Because if something happens, I'm calling the police, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, someone bring that shit.
I got shit.
Yeah, that's like shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so... yeah, man. But like, let's get into this, man. We went off track a little bit. You know, Trump, he signed a bunch of constitutional rights and stuff. Like, what is it? Not constitutional.
Executive orders.
Executive orders. Sorry, I was talking. We had signed a bunch of executive orders, and one of them is about abortion. So let's go ahead and get this video started. Y'all got anything to say about that before we show the video?
Just start the video first.
Just start the video? Go ahead, show the video.
This is a march that happens every year, but this year there was a particularly celebratory mood. The anti-abortion crowd buoyed by a new White House administration that's on their side, including their star speaker, the strongly anti-abortion Vice President J.D. Vance.
We march to protect the unborn. We march to proclaim and live out the sacred truth that every single child is a miracle and a gift from God.
President Donald Trump also made an appearance via a pre-recorded video in which he promised to protect what he called historic gains. That was a reference to the 2022 repeal of the landmark Roe v. Wade decision, when the Supreme Court, boosted by justices appointed by Trump with the express purpose of overturning federal abortion protections, did just that. That's only a step to the anti-abortion activists' ultimate goal, the nationwide prohibition of abortion.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I always be saying that people be peopling. And that's definitely a sign that people be peopling, because the first thing that he said was that every child is a gift from God. I agree, every child is a gift from God. However, in your mass deportation thing, you are having ICE walk into schools and yanking up children and taking them to camps because you're still not sending them back. You put them in camps. So for you to say that every child is a gift from God and the first thing you're doing is targeting children in order to get to their parents is insane. And on top of that, for me personally, I feel like everybody has the right to do what they want to do with their body. But I feel like it should also be circumstantial. Like, if somebody is sexually assaulted, whether it's like a minor and like an elderly person, like just anybody, not everybody's going to want to keep the child
their kid,
that
yeah.
they were sexually assaulted by, because that's going to be a constant reminder of that. And then on top of that, with that being said, like, if they were forced to keep it, now you're raising it in a broken home, because how do you explain, like, oh, you're here because your father did this, that's why I don't know who he is, or any of the case may be. And like, you also have like family members who unfortunately will sexually assault other family members. That causes like a biological like issue, because they could be born with like a defect or something like that. Like, I just feel like it's very different, and everybody's case is different, and it shouldn't be a vast thing of, no, you can't do this, because you don't know everybody's situation. Like, what if you're not financially able to take care of the child?
I agree.
There are multiple states that have already like enacted it, but the ones that are being affected the most are the women who cannot carry the baby.
Yeah.
The doctor says, if you carry the child, you are going to die. But now they're being forced to carry the child until birth.
Which is insane.
And then they're getting sicker and sicker until they die.
Especially when there's health implications. I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah, when there's health implications, that's crazy. I really think they need to, be able to have a choice, because if, they go through it, like you said, they could potentially die, pass away, which is horrible. You know what I'm saying? And forcing somebody to, keep that child is crazy.
I don't think he necessarily cares about pro-life. I think they are trying to rebuild something that's gone.
Or bring back something that's old.
Like the workforce. Because we, like everybody in this car, we don't do the simple odd jobs that everybody else don't want to do. Like, we have ambition to do more things. We don't want to work at McDonald's. We don't want to pick any of the crops. And they're sending all these people back, like you said, to where they're not even from. Because aren't they also like revoking citizenship?
Yeah, so basically, if your parents never became citizens but you were born here, you're no longer considered a citizen. They're taking away birthright citizenship from people.
That's crazy.
So it like doesn't matter if you were here literally your entire life, just because of the simple fact that your parents didn't get like a green card, you're like screwed. Like, you have to go back to.
I thought that only applied to new births. That applies to everyone who's already here still.
Yeah.
That's why they're like targeting the like kids in school and stuff like that, and their parents.
I think that's really crazy. That's messed up, if I'm being honest. But that's actually a good point that you brought that up, especially the one of the executive orders he had was the citizenship one, and that's one of the federal judges, I think in Washington or Wisconsin, said this is we're going against the Constitution right now. We can't do this one. So he's basically put that on hold. He's probably going to take it. It's probably going to have to go to the Supreme Court. They're probably going to have to open a major case on that. But I don't think it's going to pass through, because like they said, this is going against the constitutional thing, and then we're going to have to get an amendment to the Constitution. No.
He's doing everything against the Constitution already now. They just don't like it because now it's taking people out of the workforce. Like, it's just about, I think it's about what they view will be the wrong thing, not about what's actually the wrong and the right thing.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like, for instance, right now they're trying to pitch that he should be able to run for a third term. And they're setting it up for the fact of being like, if you didn't run consecutive terms back to back, that you should be able to run for a third term.
No.
They're trying to push that through right now.
Who?
I think it's
his team?
Yeah, to like the Supremes.
Bring back Obama.
They're saying that you wouldn't be able to bring him back because he ran 2 terms back to back, so he did 8 years in total. They're saying you have
Michelle
to
ain't for that. Michelle ain't for that. She's very vocal about that. She ain't for that.
Michael doesn't want to come back.
Yo, that's crazy. Michael is crazy.
But it's like they're willing to pass things that I feel like don't affect them. Like, for instance, they were willing to have all of these people swooped up, taken away from camps. They're like, oh, it's fine. But when it came to affecting people who were born in the United States and like their families are already settled here, that's when they were like, maybe not, because like that means you have less people working for you. You have less people, like she said, doing odd jobs. Like those aren't jobs they're gonna want to pick up. Like, as much as they were like, those people are taking our jobs and this, that, and the third, they're literally taking jobs that you never thought about taking a day in your life. You just want it now because you see somebody of a different minority getting up in life, and you're upset because you're not getting up in life. That's really all that it comes down to.
And they have a lot of kids too. Like, it's like, I don't know what the...
It's like a
what?
cultural thing.
They do. Like, they'll have a bunch of... And I don't want to keep saying they. I don't want to...
I hear what you're saying, but what does that have to do with...
Like, it's just like... the way... Between abortion and, like, them getting... They have their population is rising
So
fast.
I think what he's trying to say
what he's saying. Go ahead.
is back in the day in old style America, women literally were only able to just be housewives, have kids, cook and clean. So our grandparents, for instance, they will have like 8, 9, 10 siblings. Like everybody was just having a lot of kids. But as women started to get more in the workforce and we were like, no, we don't want to have that many kids, the national like rate of families just have decreased to a lot of people only see like 3 or 4 to a family of children max. However, for immigrants that come in, they still have those old practices of having huge like families. Like they still have 8 or 9 or 10 different siblings and aunts and like uncles, so they still believe in having large families while also doing like work within the areas that they live in. And I feel like with Trump and the government right now and trying to deport them, they're like, hey, if we deport them, maybe that could, like you were saying, feed into the old dream of like just larger like communities, larger families within America or something along those.
And really, it's
I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I don't think it is either.
I think
The birth rate is going to drop, and I think everybody who left and is not doing the jobs, we're going to suffer. We're going to see the grocery stores empty. We're going to see the gas stations empty. We're going to suffer because of all of this dumb shit.
I agree.
It's going to be a long 4 years.
I definitely do agree.
I
It's gonna be a long-
also think one of the reasons for the deportations and then the anti-abortions is because of I think they're afraid that the minority population is getting too large.
It is.
And
It is.
But they are the minority.
but
Yeah,
but
but
that
that's why.
they hate that.
The minority.
But
They've been the minority. We remember what I said.
were here
There's
first.
7%. Who is still upholding white supremacy if you're 7%?
They have the money though. That 7% has a lot of bread, and that's usually who makes the rules.
That's
in
because they're
the
able to
nation.
hold on
But
to
we've
their
been
money like longer. Like the black community.
we
a
literally
dollar
talked about
literally
that.
goes.
What was that? The last episode, 2 episodes
Yeah.
ago, we talked about that. Yeah, I think that
It
basically
was
we
like
hold
the
it.
all
Go
I
ahead.
know is the Jewish community, the dollar stays in their community for like 28 days. The black community, the dollar stays in there for 6 hours.
Yeah, because
That's
we always have to
insane,
spend it
bro.
on something.
6 hours is...
6 hours is insane.
No more shopping.
Buying cameras.
I don't shop.
We're talking about.
Well, I feel like even though it may not be like public, I still feel like certain companies still do pay you less based on the color of your skin. And the only reason I'm saying this is because like I interned with Johnson & Johnson 1 year in their tax technology program. I had the same like role as like everybody, like all the other interns, and we were all supposed to be getting paid equally, but me and like 2 other girls who also were not white got paid less, and we didn't realize it until we were like all comparing like our pay stubs because we were like, something seems off. So like
I
I
noticed it. Y'all saw it.
yeah, because like the like white kids in the internship program would be like, oh, we're gonna go out, like we're gonna do this, that, and the third, and it's like, how are you affording to pay your rent because we need this to pay our rent for groceries. So how do you guys have money enough to set
go out
aside to
and
save
shit,
and to
yeah,
go
to
out and
party
all of
and
this?
shit, yeah.
And they were like, well, don't you? They were like, we make like 30 an hour, and we were like, what? Because at the time we only made like 22 an hour.
Yeah.
So we were like, how do you make 30? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And they did the same exact stuff. Like.
And that's also interesting because he passed one of the other executive orders was the DEI programs. You know, they got rid of that.
Target backed out of that so quick. They didn't even wait 24 hours to be like, drop everything, take all that shit off the
Really?
shelves.
You know, the only one sticking through is Costco.
And Ben and
That's
Jerry's.
why I fuck with
Ben and
Costco.
Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's fuck with us.
Ben and Jerry's?
They do.
Shout out Costco's and Ben & Jerry's.
Mhm.
That's what's up.
I'm
But
about to get a
Target,
membership.
Target said absolutely not.
Buy the Sam's.
Even Spirit acting kind of weird, like they don't know who their clientele is. That's all I can say. Spirit acting kind of weird.
That's crazy.
They talking about you can't come on our plane dressed in certain attire. If you have very large visible tattoos, they got to be covered up.
That's
Can
insane.
you get the next video?
That's insane.
My phone's not playing up for some reason.
So all of these companies that are removing the DEI programs, how do y'all feel about the movement to so-called boycott?
What do you mean to boycott these companies?
I feel like, okay, it's kind of like a whole thing in my head. If I'm being honest, I feel like it's not a bad thing. However, it's not going to be effective because we're still in an oligarchy system where the like top 7 companies still run all of the major stores. So if we're boycotting like Target, cool, we can boycott Target. But if we're still buying like Colgate that's produced by Procter & Gamble, Procter & Gamble still own a lot of products in Target. So they're still getting our money just through a different name.
It doesn't matter. That's what that's basically what I was gonna say.
Still go to Walmart. That's the only place.
Still got Procter and Gamble.
That's the only. No, look, I'm just saying, like, I can't boycott places. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
If I'm being honest, boycotting is cool, but what we need to really do is just educate our people more. When I'm talking about our people, I'm talking about young black people to understand what is going on, because I'm pretty sure they didn't understand. They didn't know Procter & Gamble own all them shit. So they're like, oh, we're gonna boycott Target, and then whole time, like you guys said, they're still going to Walmart, they're still doing all this stuff, and so they don't know anything. But basically what I'm saying is it's not the boycotting that is important, it's the understanding what's going on so they can see to make these changes, to be like, hey, something is wrong within not just our communities but in the whole system that we're in right now. So then they can start making changes. What are you gonna say?
Boycotting does work. Boycotting has proved to work in the past as well.
Okay.
How
With
far
like-
back though?
with like-
It wasn't an oligarchy though.
How far back?
With like the pride and everything, like Starbucks, people stopped going to Starbucks
I
for a
did not
while.
stop going to Starbucks.
I didn't.
Just 'cause you didn't.
I didn't really go to Starbucks, but I tell you one thing: when Trump was elected, all the black women said, "I guess we going to Starbucks." All of them.
Why?
Yeah, well, I don't get that.
Because it showed that they didn't care about us.
Right. So it was basically the war with Gaza.
Yeah, I remember.
Starbucks was supposedly the ones that was helping fund Israel. So everyone started boycotting Starbucks. We were like, oh, we're going to stand with Pakistan. Then all of them started to come on the platform and say, if you vote for Kamala Harris, then that means you vote for the war. And if you do that, or if you stand with Kamala Harris, then we're going to stand with Trump. And they stood on it. They did it.
That is kind of what's going on in terms of, there's a revolution of the right going on right now, and they did band together a lot better than African Americans do nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the Muslim community, I forgot how big a percent it was, but their percent of votes to Trump increased this election versus the last election.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that was a great talk. I feel like we really hit the nail on this subject. I'm not gonna lie. What?
So would you not boycott? Like if every black person was like, all right, if you boycott, I'll boycott. Y'all wouldn't buy from Procter? Y'all would still buy from Procter and Gamble?
I would try to boycott, but like she said, how can you do it?
Buy local?
Local where?
Yeah.
And how much
Are you
will it
talking?
change?
No, the farmers market
matter.
are the ones who voted for Trump. So let's get
Okay.
think about
So you're saying you're not going to support anybody who's
if you're going to boycott, that means everybody that is involved with Trump, you have to stop supporting.
Okay.
You have to stop supporting the farmers market. You have to stop supporting small local businesses. I got a Trump flag right on my block. And they own a little small business too. Like, where am I going to buy from?
That was literally going to be my next question. Where are you going to buy from?
I think that would be more of the problem with boycotting, is that it would be harder to find products, but there are products made that don't support Trump. Are they as good? No, but that's kind of, we're a smaller community. So you would have to take a hit in your life, like what you...
And people aren't willing to take that hit. That's what I'm saying. Niggas not going to take that hit. I mean,
but the thing, and then what I'm saying is, I guess, if we're seeing how serious, like how serious, like he's moving, like the executive orders he's signing, if everything he wants goes his way, it's going to be a horrible place for black women to live. So I asked you that.
Been a horrible place.
I agree. So it will overtly be a horrible place for black women to live, because stuff is becoming more overt. And that's the thing, like that China was saying when we were on their platform, is like, we believe that we're free, and that everybody's kind of like in the blind in the U.S. They are overtly about to be racist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And-
not gonna lie, that shit was funny as fuck. They said we a third world country that wears a Gucci belt. They was right. They ate with that.
We are not a third world country.
We are.
We're
They're
so,
so,
pretty
we're
bad,
so
dude.
much
they're
debt.
donating to us.
I'm not. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, here's the thing.
so
They
much
said we are a third.
got a car with
Here's no. Here's
so
the
much
thing.
debt.
Here's the thing. Here's the
The
thing.
world.
Right? They said we are a third world country that wears a Gucci belt because yes, we may not be.
My fault.
They were saying it on
TikTok.
fucking Red Note.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
No, they were those too.
Nah,
It was the fact of like, even though we have luxury items, we have the mindset of thinking we are free when we are really not free. We have so much debt. Where does all of that debt come from? Like, be realistic, like being very realistic. Where does all of that debt come from? Because we don't even get paid enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the one thing. But then on top of that, we are being censored. I don't know for everybody else, but all my life the economy made it seem like that China was dead broke, Africa dead broke, like all of these places dead broke, living in boxes, shacks, all of this stuff. Meanwhile, they are flourishing cities that literally look just like ours,
and it's paid for.
and it's paid for. Like our groceries, extremely expensive. Why?
Can I say something? I think that was one of the main reasons why they wanted to shut down and take control of TikTok is because it was exposing a lot of the other stuff that we weren't privy to before.
Because it was worldwide,
Yeah,
more so.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't able to control what we're listening, what we're hearing and seeing. You know what I'm saying? But now, if they're able to buy it and they control it, like if Meta goes and buy it or something like that, then they'll be able to control what information that us as Americans are seeing. Because you got to realize a lot of the American population was using, like most of the American population was on TikTok, and you were seeing information and learning about stuff you would never have learned about before if it wasn't for TikTok. And I think they're worried about that. They're scared about that.
They don't want us to leave.
Yeah.
They don't.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Japan, China. Let's go.
So we're going to talk about one more topic before we take a quick break. This one is a really good one, really important. It's talking about one of the tariffs. It was part of the signs that one of the, what's it called? Executive orders that Trump signed. Could you play the video for me? My phone's messing up. But it's basically, I think you sent that one to me. I think it's really important that people understand what's going on exactly with the tariffs. No, the tariffs.
He's increasing.
Chinese government pays a tariff.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I'm an importer and an exporter for 20 years. When a product comes into the US, there's something called a tariff sheet.
Okay.
I, as the buyer of that product, follow US law and pay the tariff. I'm an American citizen, an American taxpayer. I pay that tariff to the US government, and that increase in the cost I then sell to you for a higher price because I've got to cover that tariff.
Then what about?
There is
then
no.
what do you say? Our tariffs are higher when they go overseas as opposed to theirs coming here.
Tariffs are never a zero-sum game. Tariffs are a tool. For example,
Okay.
you might say, you want to sell us your beans.
Yeah.
We are going to give you a low tariff if you buy our corn. But the cost of the tariff is ultimately always borne by the consumer.
Don't you think at the end of the day there may be more competition within the market of the U.S. government?
And you're confusing the question. This is not a question of competition. The point we're discussing is who bears the cost of the tariff.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you if it's good policy for the U.S. government to tax beans and for the Chinese government to tariff corn. But what I can absolutely assure you is that a product that comes into the U.S. is paid for by a U.S. company, and the increased cost of that is borne by all of us. I am an importer and exporter. I do it for a living.
Okay. Then what's the alternative if at one point in our country's history was tariffs that paid for our economy?
Tariffs don't pay for your economy.
But they did. We didn't have income taxes before.
That was before we had municipal infrastructure.
Correct. My understanding is that the tariff is lopsided to benefit other countries as opposed to ours. The suggestion is just to bring it up to make it equal.
That's why you have free trade agreements, right?
Right.
But it doesn't mean that even within the free trade agreement there are not tariffs. If there's one thing you should take away from this extended conversation is you are always paying the tariff.
You know what? I'm not educated in that. Fair enough.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
That's good.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
So I think this is really important because a lot of people don't understand what the tariffs actually are. So like you were saying, basically, if I'm a what's it called, a store or whatever, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you this. We're trading, right? I'm gonna be like, hey, I want you to buy my cars, right? And you got, let's just say you're a TV, you're selling TVs. I got cars, you got TVs. Hey, look, I'm gonna tax you. It's like not consumer. It's a trader to trader tax. So basically, hey, I got my cars. I'm gonna tax you only like 5%, right? If you buy my cars, but you're gonna only tax me 3% if I buy your TV. That's just our agreement, right? So then I'll buy your TVs, right? Take your TVs, and then I'm going to go and sell it to the people in my community, right? And to cover that expense for that tax that they tax me over there, I'm gonna have to increase my prices. Don't worry about that camera. That's why we're taking an intermission. But basically, I would have to increase my prices to sell it to you guys to make back what I lost during that, that tax that they made on me. And so the reason why we're bringing this up is because people think, Trump is gonna raise the tariffs that we're doing with our trades with China, and so that means we're gonna make more money. No, that's not what's happening at all. It's gonna make everything that we buy that's coming from China more expensive. So it's just literally making things more expensive.
And it wouldn't stop China from trading with us at all.
It's not stopping China from trading with us at all. They're like, cool, that's fine. We're just gonna hike up the prices. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like that's the reason why I wanted to bring this part up. Did you guys know that about?
No, but thank you for educating me.
Yeah, no.
I think that was really good about dude in that video. For him to admit, like, I might not know as much about this as I thought.
Yeah.
But I think that is a scary topic when just anything economic with Trump. It's just hard to like follow everything, especially if you're not.
Yeah, you don't have the knowledge about it, and I think that's one of the problems. That's one of the main things I wanted to do with this podcast is to educate, especially young black people, because they don't understand, they don't know. Not everybody, but a lot of people don't know, and they don't keep up with that. They hear, oh, Trump's raising the tariffs on China. They're like, yeah,
get some bread.
Like, yeah, we're gonna get some bread. No, bro, this is affecting you more than you really understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not saying that to not fuck with Trump or whatever. That's just to understand what is actually going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't keep up with the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, I wanted this to be something where it's fun but also educational and give a platform for people to come on and talk about, hey, I fuck with this, I don't fuck with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He wants to increase the China tariffs by 25%, and he wants to increase Canada's by 10%. Canada is not having it. Canada is actually threatening to turn our power off because we have a majority of our power grids in their area.
I think they started to do it. It's affecting like Massachusetts and New York already. I don't know if it may be true. I'm not sure. I'm just this is what I heard.
It's like little spots. It's like little local spots, but they're threatening to like shut it down like in general for the whole entire United States, because even though China can afford that, Canada is like, what are you doing? We didn't ask for any of this. And till this day, like, I feel like the people who were not educated about it and still supported him about it, I really just feel like it's the blind leading the blind, because this man went bankrupt how many times? So he couldn't even run his own businesses.
Hold on. My fault. The bankrupt, that's a way to, avoid taxes and shit like that. That's why they do that. He does that on purpose. They go bankrupt so they don't have to go and pay taxes.
That's terrible.
It's
like the lack of what do I call it? Comprehension?
What you mean?
Being able to understand what the fuck is really going on versus assuming, oh, Trump said he's going to do this. Oh, he gave us $600. I'm going to vote for him. And now they're like, oh, thank you, Trump, for bringing back TikTok, when the whole time Trump is the one who banned it.
I'm saying.
So it's like really blowing me that people are just this uneducated.
And people also make them aware about it too, which is crazy, because Obama literally said, y'all are thanking Trump for a stimulus check that even I received in the mail. It wasn't Trump who gave you the stimulus check, it was the Congress. But everybody is just like, oh, Trump this, Trump that. It's like, that wasn't Trump.
He didn't even want to give it to them.
Yes.
That might be why I don't really mess with Trump like that. I ain't getting no stimulus check.
Where's mine?
Well, that you got to mess with the Congress.
I had to work.
Named Trump.
I worked through the entire COVID. I didn't get shit. Ain't nobody say thank you to the nurses, the doctors, or the people just cleaning the fucking hospital.
Hey, thank you.
Everybody
to the nurses,
stayed home during COVID.
I got a stimmy check, but that stimmy check wasn't nothing. It was only like $400.
I'm just thinking about the people who got to like say they didn't have a job because of COVID.
Yeah.
And that money that was coming in, they were getting paid.
Yeah.
They were getting more than they are supposed to make because taxes weren't coming out of.
Yeah. It was a good time for some people.
Yeah. For some people, yeah. A lot of money was made during COVID. If you were in the right spot, right place, right time, you made a shit ton of money. That's all I'm gonna say.
Especially the people who bought houses.
That's what I'm
at
saying.
2%, 3-point APR.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. If you were in the right place, if you were set up like before COVID, you made out like a fat rat.
And there's some people who are really
COVID.
getting cooked. Cause I was just talking to this dude, like the video game industry during COVID was booming because everybody was in the house. So a bunch of game developers were like just hiring. And now there's this dude who's going back to school after he had a full job that was paying him great because he just got fired because it's just not as many people in the house anymore. Like
playing games,
it was just a different society for a while. So it was just like,
this is kind of off topic, but what you said made me just think about that. They're saying that degrees are actually losing value because now that everybody is getting a college degree, you have to keep getting the next one and the next one and the next one.
That is why I'm in my master's program. I do not want to do this shit.
I was thinking about getting a PhD once I found out that a master's doesn't really matter anymore.
Look, I'm not doing that. That's how many years is that again? I'm not doing that.
It depends on what you're going for. For business, I think it's like 3 more years.
Lord.
3 more. Only way I'd get a PhD is if I'm trying to sell a book. I know that sounds.
You need to put that title.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That's literally the only reason why I would get
Dr. Johnson wouldn't do it.
That shit hard. I ain't gonna lie.
I almost said the N-word.
All right, y'all. I appreciate it. Hey, we're going to take a quick intermission.
I said it's time to stand up.
We're going to take a quick intermission and we'll be back. All right. We got our relationship talk after this. All right, cool.
We're back in the mix.
What's up, y'all? We back, yo, in the whip. You already know, man. Hey, we had to take a quick intermission, but we back with some hot shit, you know. We're going to talk about the real relationship rundown. Y'all like that?
Yeah, that was great. What's the theme for?
We're gonna coast past.
You'll be stuck in the past.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep it G, bro.
You know, so what's the first topic on the relationship?
Hey, man, hold up, but before we start, my fault. I think you guys were saying something. You said you wanted to wait for it to get back in the car to bring.
There was
yeah. Flip.
I think you was about to say something, or y'all was about to say something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should ask.
We were asking Tori how long you guys been together. She said 9 months, and then Erine asked,
oh yeah, how long did it take for you to ask her? Ooh.
No, that's not a bad. It's a memory. I think it was around 3 months.
Okay.
Like we were chatting in December, and then we kind of picked up around February, March. And then, like, when I first went to ask her, we had went on a couple of dates before, and we were kind of just talking about how we felt and, like, becoming exclusive, but it wasn't really, like, a question of will you be my girlfriend yet? But just the fact that we might start taking each other, like
played that so nicely, because I literally was driving and I said, are you playing in my face?
Ooh.
I asked because I was like, I was real. I was just like,
I can tell
have
you
really
real
strong feelings for you.
You a real hard hitter.
I just want to know if it's mutual, because I don't want you to be playing in my face. Yeah. And I was like, so what is this, like? Are we just fucking? Like, am I just a fling? Like, are you talking to other people? Like, I need to know, because I'm investing everything into you right now, and I just don't want to be played dumb.
I feel like that's what men forget. A lot of women, like, when they find their person, they invest everything into that person.
all in.
Like, literally.
So, yeah, so that's where we were at, and that's a very good explanation of where we were. And I was like, I was fine with her being my girlfriend. Like, at that point, I had already known that I was gonna be, like, I was looking at her like she was the only person I was talking to, because in general I'm a person I talk to one person just off rip, especially if I'm going to be having sex with them. Like, I don't play that.
That's good.
But in this situation, I was like, we could do it right now, but she kind of felt like, I don't want to force you to do it. Like, after she just did that whole thing, she was like, she was like, I don't like that right there, so we're gonna wait. I was like, all right, bet, that's cool. Like, regardless, I'm gonna ask you at some point, so like, it didn't really matter to me. But so a couple weeks go by, and then she's at my house and we're just chilling, and we start to look at each other like the conversation's about to get a little serious, like, you know, it's about to get a little and I'm on my phone and my friend calls me. Now, Flex, you know the friend, my friend Ziggy. He's
Zig, yes.
He has his moments. He's a very intelligent and sane person, but he has his moments. He has his moments when he wiles out. So he called me on FaceTime, and the first thing he asked me is, "Are you eating it?" So I was like, I hung the phone up and I was like, "All right, bro."
Is that why you don't answer these calls no more?
Bro, it's already been, it's cooked. It's cooked. I just text around.
Now it gets weird.
But, so that happens. I hang the phone up and I go to text him like, yo, this Jones with me right now. Please, like, chill. But just to be quick, I texted, this Jones with me right now. And I sent it. And I look at who I sent it to, and it was her.
Oh, you did tell me that story. You did tell me this story. I remember this story.
And then, as soon as I heard her phone ding, I was like, don't look at that phone. I was like,
the first thing I did was snatch that phone up.
And she looked at the phone immediately. She was like, this Jones with me right now. She was like, And then she had a little smile on her face. And I was like,
I was so mad.
I was like, you good?
I was mad.
She was like, yeah, I'm good.
I was smiling because I was trying to like stay like together, because in my head I'm like, yo, really playing in my face.
Wait. The nickname you gave her, what is it? Jones?
No, it's not a nickname.
John,
like joints. You got the hose in
Yes, like that's what he said.
But I didn't say the hose. I didn't say the hose.
I know you didn't say the hose. You said the Johns though. You said the Johns though.
Now, mind you, not to sit here, I got one. I said this John. I apologize if that came off like that, but it was quick, because the first off, we about to get in the serious.
Hold on.
No,
I need clarification.
Please.
All right, you need to. All right, go ahead, brother.
It was quick, and it was also the fact that I was just trying to get back to this conversation. I didn't think about the vocab in that situation, but it was more so that's just like
nigga talk.
It wasn't even like nigga. Well, I guess nigga talk. But
what's nigga talk?
And like
she was not my girl yet.
I wasn't, but like I have a lot of guy friends, and I firsthand see how they be doing some women mad dirty. So when I read that text that he accidentally sent me, I received that text from my male friends because they with somebody that they just don't want anybody to know about, like none of that.
They not really fucking with on that level.
As he's like asking me if like I'm okay, I'm trying to like be like cool, calm. Yeah, as I like have a smile on my face, because like I laugh when I'm angry. Like I know that sounds so bad, but like if I'm angry, annoyed or anything, like I laugh. Like I just bust out laughing. Like I cannot hold it in. So like as I'm like, oh yeah, I'm okay, I'm like slowly starting to like grab on my shit. Like yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. Like we good. Yeah.
She's capping a little bit.
I'm not.
I asked her if she was okay. She said yeah. I said, you sure? She said no. She communicated very well that she was upset. And she communicated that she did not like that text specifically because it sounded like I was playing her. Now, mind you, nothing's going on, but I could see how in a situation like that, I was like, at first I said the same, I was like, she might leave, like she might really just dip, and I felt bad. But that's when I kind of looked at it and I was like, she really trusts me, because we sat there and we talked about the situation. She didn't leave, stayed the night, was all good. Now that was going to be the day that we were going to like, are you going to be my girlfriend? But that was a little weird. Like that's a weird time
to do it. Yeah.
But then we waited a week and made a whole date day out of it. You know.
That's what's up.
Was that when we went to the animal farm? Or was that the first day there was a DC?
That was the speakeasy.
So yeah, we made a day out of it. Speakeasy. It was way better situation for us being together, but
that's good shit.
Mind you, he also sets amazing date days. I just want to give him credit. Like his date days be amazing. I never heard of a date day until I started dating him. Like it's not just like let's go on a date. Like he makes a whole like itinerary of like everything we will do. Yes, and it's so beautiful. Fun.
That's what's up, dummy.
Yeah. Like he'll choose a place to eat, activity. Like he's very good at like listening. Like if I'm just like, oh, I want to do this, but it's like I don't like suppress it. Like, it comes at like a later point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He remembers.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so sweet.
he remembered that I used to like make like pottery with my mom for my grandma, so he took me to like a simple pottery making class. Like, he remembered that like I really love animals, so he took me to a petting zoo and he took me to an aquarium, and it'll be like multiple activities like in one day, and it's just so fun.
I am so nice.
She was so humble.
Shit.
Right?
Nah, cause sometimes you just sit back and but no, she really cares, and that's why I do stuff like that. But that was just to say, like, we were talking for what I consider a good bit of time, but we also were very straightforward in that we were looking for a relationship with the other person. So it wasn't like it was like we met in college, but it wasn't like we were just talking all of college, and then it was like it was a few months before we actually got into a relationship.
So so y'all knew each other before.
We knew each other, met back up, then a few months later.
Okay.
April 25th, you know? So
Hey,
that's 9 months.
That's
and
what's up.
Hoping for longer.
So I got a question. You know, she said that you plan really good dates. Date days. Does she plan dates?
She does take me out.
Okay.
She
That's
does
what's
take
up.
me out.
That's what's
We
up.
actually, so for our anniversary, we just went to a hot pot place, and we had a plan of going to a movie at Tyson's, but she also takes the fact that I like being in the crib into account. So she will give something that she doesn't, I'm not gonna say she doesn't want to do, but she'll give it some more thought in. Like, she knows I don't really like going to DC, so she'll like plan around, like, we'll do a day in DC, so it's not like just a quick outing or stuff like that. She takes
I think it's good that both you guys think about what each other likes, and then you plan your date around that. So it's not just like, oh, let's just do this because this seems like it's whatever. You think about what she likes, and you're like, hey, let's go. How can I incorporate that into our date or our date day? And she does the same thing. She goes and thinks, hey, what is flip like? You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, let's go build this around this, around what you like, which I think is really good and really important. You know what I'm saying?
It's very sweet.
That's good. That's good.
Congratulations, you guys.
I know.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Type shit.
I want to be like me too.
That's good, man. That's good. So let's get into some more.
You like, oh my God.
So I got a question. So what's the dating scene been like for you guys? You guys think it's bad, worse, about the same? Or...
I think it's what you make it.
You think so?
No, that's what people say about bad stuff. No, I'm serious. Like, I literally just looked at a college in Virginia, and we went and we asked one group of people, how is it? They were like, don't come here, that shit's terrible. And then I went to another group of people, and they were like, well, it's what you make it. Like, this is whatever you want it to be. Yeah. So it's like, I guess you're saying that the other people are making it bad?
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's what you make it. Like, you can either have a great dating experience or a bad dating experience. I think, personally.
No, I think that's very accurate because I didn't have a good dating experience until I started dating Flip. Because if I'm being honest...
You don't gotta call me Flip, yo.
Thank you, because that sounds so weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So weird. I had to take a little deep breath before saying that. I was like... But no, them streets are nasty. All due respect, they're nasty for both men and women.
Thank you. I'm glad you made that distinction between men and women. Like, it's bad for both. It's really bad for both. Yes. I hate because online, this is like one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up is because everyone always just think, oh, it's bad for women, oh, it's bad for guys. No, it's bad for both genders out here. It's really bad, and social media is not helping with that shit. It's perpetuating that shit and making it even worse. Everybody's scared. Everyone's afraid of getting hurt. Everyone's want to do somebody dirty.
I feel like it's also because people glorify toxic relationships. I don't know in what world it started where everybody's like, I want that toxic shit. Yeah. No,
I've never been
I
like
want
that,
peace.
bro.
I want happiness.
Yeah, I'm a big peace person. I've never been a big toxic person. I hate that stuff.
Like, there are people out there who genuinely enjoy arguing.
Wait, hold on. Why you look like that, Flip? Alright, type shit.
You know what? Now I gotta explain it.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You just... You specifically.
What?
I'm not saying you like toxic shit. You just happen to be around a lot of it. That was all.
Type shit.
Which is why I just wanted to I just wanted to keep it moving.
You think I'll be around toxic shit? Really?
Do you not be around toxic shit?
Oh, wow. It does happen.
From time to time.
Yeah.
But you don't like it.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It can catch anyone. Like, it's not like you got to be looking for it. But it's like you also don't look out for it. Like, you don't stop a situation because of that toxic shit. Which is
I feel you. That definitely does happen with I'll see something like a red flag or something, and then I will fucking be like, hey, I'll be like, oh, this whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it don't even gotta be.
It's not nothing.
It's just a red flag.
Yeah, it's like some minor.
Maybe 2.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's like.
I didn't get the joke either.
It's a thing, like if a girl, well, they use it for girls, but obviously it goes for guys too. Like if you see a flag and someone's saying, oh, that person has a red flag, you ask like, oh, how red is it? Like,
yeah, that's a pointless question. Yeah, I feel you. Good joke, Deanna. That was a good one. I'm sorry.
Like it's also good to have a list knowing exactly what you want, because I know that sounds so bad. But I was one time talking to my friend Trinity because she got engaged at 21. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how are you like finding like what you want, like this, that, and the third? And she was like, as dumb as this sounds, she was like, my grandma always told me to make a list and pray to God for exactly what I want in a significant other, and he will introduce me to that person. Mm-hmm. And she told me that, but I was like, girl, like, you lying, like that's just a lie. But as I've talked to like couples who are like older, like in their 80s and 90s, they'll be like, no, like I knew what I wanted, or like God led me to them, and like all of this other stuff. And like when I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, you know what, that's real. So like I personally made a list in my prayer journal. Like I prayed about it, prayed for every aspect that I want and all of that. And then, not to sound corny or nothing, but then he came right up my alley, and next thing I know, like I'm in the best relationship I've ever been. I have a very like understanding and caring partner who like understands me for who I am. Like I genuinely do feel like if you know what you want and you write down what you want, only so you can look back and be like, this is what I want, and am I really willing to give this aspect up just because of how this person looks? Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to know.
I think on the flip side of that, you also have to know what you don't want.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people put themselves in situations thinking they see what they want, but they're not understanding that these are the things that they absolutely cannot deal with.
I agree. I completely agree. Like, I definitely do.
So, what about someone who hasn't been in the dating scene like that? What do you suggest? Because there's certain people you don't know what you don't want, you don't know what you do want. What would you suggest for them to try?
I say take advice from others, but don't like make their word like above like all else. Like I've learned from my own personal experience, but I've also learned from like if my friends are going through something and I see what they're going through, I'm like, that's not something I want. Like that's not something I'm going to tolerate. So I definitely feel like it's you gotta learn from like surrounding like individuals if you yourself have not personally been out in there, because I don't feel like you need to put yourself in that stressful position to know that it's a stressful position to be in.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. I think those are all good takes, bro. It was all
so really for important. People who are scared of getting hurt, what's the advice? You gotta
get hurt.
You get hurt sometimes.
Ooh, I didn't like that advice.
No, but it's true. Like you have to sometimes.
You can't be afraid, bro.
And not everybody listens. Like some people have to go through what they go through in order to get out on the better side of things. Like it sucks, but like it's the reality.
I feel that.
I feel like the other point is that you need to be vocal. A lot of people in this generation are scared of being vocal about their feelings, their thoughts, their opinions, because they care too much about what others think about them. But I for me personally, I feel like if you're scared to let your partner know how you're feeling and what you're thinking, that is potentially somebody that you do not need to be with, because you shouldn't feel like you have to hide a part of yourself from somebody that you're trying to grow with in a romantic way.
I agree.
That's
I
not
feel
your
you.
partner.
Yeah,
That's not.
I feel you.
It's a combatant.
And like, conversation's always going to be hard. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I even get nervous still conversating some things, but at the end of the day, if you want to better something with this individual, you need to learn how to communicate to each other.
I agree. Like you said, people really need to, you can't be afraid to talk and to communicate, especially with somebody that you see as a potential partner for the future, that you see something long term with. And it's hard, you know, it's scary, it's hard, you never know how it's going to turn out, but it's better to, you know, take that chance, take that risk, and, you know, talk about how you're feeling. I feel like a lot of people just hold a bunch of stuff in, not even just with relationships, but just with anything in general. Maybe they're having a problem with a coworker at work, they'll hold it in or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
And it just creates stress.
It creates stress, it creates more problems, or it builds up until you do something that you can regret later, lose your job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So people just people just need to learn how to communicate healthily, you know, I don't know if that's a word, but
Effectively,
effectively, healthily
Communication is one of the highest paying jobs.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Something I also have advice for, I don't know if it was like, well, it definitely pertains, but I like am a firm believer of, do not give that man or that woman boyfriend or significant other treatment if they have not made you a significant other. Because because it's different for you to show that you're caring and kind of compassionate, but here's the thing. If you're willing to give it up 25/8, cook the meals 25/8, and then you're sitting there wondering like, oh, like, I'm not understanding why you're not making me like your significant other or putting a title on it. I really just feel like it's because like you've already given up so much, so in their mind, for whichever side of the party is, they're going to be thinking, oh, I don't really need to give them this because they're already doing everything I would have wanted to.
I don't type of men you
I don't
do
think
that
I
for,
agree
though.
with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Because
So hold on. Can I ask you a question? Flip, did she not show you wifey, you know, qualities?
From last I've known her, I don't think she did.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, okay, because I became more open with my actions and everything towards him once we got into like an official relationship. Like, I started communicating my emotions more. I started like cooking more. Like, I started doing all of those things more once we were in an official relationship. However, was I sitting up there every single day cooking for him when we were just
telling you to do it
talking?
every day. So she never cooked for you, bro, before y'all got together?
Fuck no.
Never?
So what qualities made you want her to be your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, there we go.
She was very smart in our conversations. We talked about just like random shit, like random facts. Like, she gave me some dung beetle fact from like the first conversation we had, and I was like, she just is interested in the world. She communicates well.
So it sounds like you fell in love with her intelligence, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, is it?
Not. There's that too.
Is that what it is?
So it was a nice package for that type of intelligence to come from, and I don't know if you could tell, it's just how she speaks with confidence.
I can tell.
And others.
I told you she's a heavy hitter, bro. She will.
That's why when you said, wait, she wasn't doing wifey stuff before, I was like, I don't think she was. I think she means everything she just said.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
Realistically, her friends didn't think I was gonna last. And
no, they were honest about that. But it's not because of him. Like, I'm gonna say that it's not because of him. It is because I really don't tolerate bullshit. Like, I've been in enough traumatic relationships in my past to know exactly what I will not tolerate. And so at the point in my life where like he met me, my friends knew that like if there was one thing I did not like, I'm not here to build somebody. I'm not here to fix somebody. I want you to come towards me with everything that you are.
As a complete person.
Exactly. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get my shit together too. So
type shit.
My friends were saying that to him only for the simple fact of they knew that if one little thing happened, I was always quick to cut somebody off. Like, I didn't have patience for anything. I didn't have time to figure anything out. Like, I was just like, no, that's a red flag. Seen that in the past. I'm not dealing with that again in the future. That's why they were saying that to him.
So I don't know if you could. It's a little balance. I'm not outspoken, and I'm very.
I see y'all got what's it called? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a yin and yang.
Yin and yang,
thing,
exactly. Yin and yang. Y'all definitely have a yin and yang going on.
Where patience is lacked by one person. That's not always her. Like sometimes it's just both sides kind of balance each other out in the way that we think.
Yeah.
So I think that it was stuff like that. I saw her where she lived. I saw she was clean and organized, and it was like, I respect that. Like hygiene, she was healthy, she smelled nice. Like it's not like she was just damn near, she was very close to perfect in what I was looking for. And then the way she talked about herself and her past relationships, I could tell she wasn't doing bullshit. And nowadays that, like, not respecting yourself is at a premium for anybody in the dating pool. Like, they don't know what they want and they don't know how they feel about themselves and what they'll take. So it's like, just seeing her being a confident person, really, I was like, nah, that's I'd like that to be mine forever.
That's what's up. Nah, I feel you. That's really good. And I feel like y'all, you knew what you wanted, she knew what she wanted, and then y'all, y'all had what each other wanted, what you guys wanted.
And I know it doesn't always work out like that. Like, there was a chance that it didn't work out, but just everything just kind of fell perfectly.
That's what's up. That's really good.
So yeah. But what was the first? It was why she was my. Those are the reasons that I made her my girlfriend. Now I don't know why she made me her boyfriend. Like, I could say like, oh, I'm just so handsome and I'm so smart, but I don't know what she saw.
You
like,
gotta tell him. He already knows. He cocky enough.
What you know? What you?
He cocky enough.
What you think?
So for me personally, trust is a major thing for me. I feel like if I cannot trust who you are as an individual, then I cannot be with you. And he was always very open and honest since like day one, and it was weird, but like I genuinely felt like I could trust him. Now, could he be like, because on our first date, I did kind of bring a taser, but that's because I didn't really, it was my first time meeting up with him in person. Like, I didn't really know, like, safety, always be safe, girls, remember that. But, honestly,
you want to tell him what our first date was?
No.
Okay.
You want to tell him what our second date was? It was Benji's. It was a driving movie.
What did you see?
What? Wait, what's wrong with the first date?
Okay, because here's the thing, because
there's a difference between our first date and our first official, like
yes,
where we met.
Because him saying Benji's, I count as our like first like date.
I guess.
Date.
Was that before?
But
when
the
we just
first
talked?
time we ever like met up before we were talking or anything to like decide if we even like wanted to like continue talking and trying to get to know each other, I literally met him outside of 7-Eleven.
Oh wow.
Hence the taser.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And the only reason that happened was because he got off of work so late, and I'm gonna be very honest, I was very much so not consistent with texting. Like, I was just like, he tried to like meet up with me multiple times before that time, and I kept bullshitting. And so him like texting me if I wanted to like meet up at 7-Eleven after he got off of work just because he wanted to like officially like see me in person, he like didn't know, like he was really just taking a shot in the dark. And that night I was like, you know what, like, sure. But that's why the taser got brought, because I was like, I'm meeting him at 7-Eleven.
Mind you, she told that story a little. I did not text her. I called her. Established dominance. You gotta talk on the phone. You gotta talk on the phone. You gotta talk on the phone. She would not have responded. You saw 3 texts. No meetup. I call her. She said, "What the hell?" You gotta talk to these people. Use your voice. Speak up for yourself. But no, we met up, and it was at 7-Eleven because I didn't know I wasn't going to set up no date because like she's not trying to get drinks twice. So I was like, let's just meet up and talk, and then we just talked for a little bit outside of 7-Eleven.
And 9 months later, here you are. So 7-Eleven, good job.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what I'm saying.
It worked out.
Yeah.
And then our second date was Benji.
Shout out to 7-Eleven.
Shout out 7-Eleven, dog.
Shout out 7-Eleven, dog. The big
711. Appreciate you, man. All right, so I pull up the video, man. We got a couple more things. We're gonna have to wrap it up soon. But since we're on the topic of dating and all that other stuff, do you guys think that, I guess I'm trying to see how to not delicately, but to put this, does finances play a part in dating?
Yes.
And finding a person?
Yes.
Depends on which stage you're in, but yes, overall, yes.
Okay.
I say, honestly, it depends. Like, if you are still trying to figure out what you are doing with your life, you're still in school, like, you're getting, like, a hang of everything, then, like, no, because you're trying to figure it out just like how I'm trying to figure it out. Like, that's okay. But you're one of these grown-ass men in their 60s and 70s, and you struggling dime to dime, and it's because you don't know how to save correctly, you don't know how to invest, you don't know any of that stuff. No. Like, no.
So if you're a grown man, you gotta
be on your shit.
And not saying that like you're not like a grown man as a young adult, but like usually at this point in our lives, like we're all trying to figure it out. We're all trying to get jobs. Like we're all trying to see like what field works best for us in our pockets and everything. That's why it's like I wouldn't judge it too like harshly like now, but once you are well within your seasoned ages, if you do not have that figured out and you're still like, oh, I've been figuring out all my life, babe, you went your whole entire life unfigured, and I'm not about to be here to be a main provider of somebody who still doesn't have it figured out.
Would you date a broke man?
No.
No, I can't do that again.
You can't date a broke
That's
man.
all. That's all I need.
If he was looking for a job and trying to better himself, then I would.
That's why we're like it's circumstantial.
If I met somebody, yeah, it's circumstantial. But if I met somebody and they were like, I don't have a job right now, but they were talking about ways that they were trying to improve themselves or looking for a job or they're figuring it out, then cool.
So then, how long would you date a broke man?
I would date a broke man.
We over there like you don't even 0 months.
I would date a broke man up until I saw that he gave up on trying. Like he wasn't trying anymore. Like he was just fully becoming a deadbeat, just fully looking for me to do everything. Like that is at the point where, you know, I would not.
It really depends on the effort.
Hey, make sure y'all get y'all money right, yo. They don't fuck with broke niggas, bro. Just so y'all know. I had to make sure y'all know. Y'all hear it right here,
like,
firsthand.
Like, that's
Get your money up, not your
I feel like there's a difference. Like there are gold diggers out there who like really want their stuff to like be taken care of, but like at the same time, like I don't know. Like I just feel like if there is something different between like somebody who's like only caring about like how much you make versus like somebody who's actually caring about like you bettering yourself, because respectfully, if you can't even take care of yourself,
How can I take care of you?
Yeah, how can you take care of me? How can you take care of a family if we have a family? Like it's like a whole thing.
I'm glad y'all said that. Go ahead and play the video, bro.
Women are struggling to find men that they can date.
If you are a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer as an African woman in Australia or America or the UK or Toronto or Johannesburg looking for a black man who has financial equity with your type of career success, that's going to be difficult. You might got to tone it down a little bit. What I find as a therapist who works with couples, too often black women prioritize a man's income over his masculinity. He's willing to help with those children. He will nurture you, look out for you, but he might not be able to put you in a Mercedes. And I've seen black women turn down good men because he didn't have the economics, but he had everything else. Sisters need to be careful not to fall into this European narrative of judging men primarily by how much they make.
Fuck that. So here's the thing.
Yes.
In every other culture, I'll say Nigeria specifically, we bring up men. We bring up men to be the lead of the household. We bring up men to be the breadwinner. That is my culture in Nigeria. We don't fuck with that. In Spanish cultures, we were just talking about them. They're the main ones. The men are going to work. They're doing all the work. The mother's home taking care of the kids. You don't hear any of these other cultures telling women to date down.
I can actually contest to that because I am half Hispanic. Like that is definitely a thing.
In no other culture have I ever heard them tell the women to date down. It's only black women that we have to lower our fucking standards. And granted, those men might be willing to take care of the kids. They might be willing to do all this other stuff. That's cool. I don't have no problem with those type of men. But a lot of the broke men that be approaching black women don't be wanting to do shit. Majority of them don't want to be the leader. They want to be taken care of. They want to be the fucking princess. They want to be the bad bitch. I don't got time for that.
I think what he's saying though is if there was a man who was willing to put the effort in and work and take care of the kids and stuff, like not overlooking that just because he doesn't make as much as you.
And then you have the problem where you find a man who is that, but then they have a problem with your income.
Yeah. What you mean they have a problem with your income?
Like jealous.
Like, yeah, like they're jealous.
You are.
Oh yeah, that is.
And then they put you down.
I'm not gonna lie. For a lot of guys, that is really hard to be not the breadwinner. I'm not gonna lie. It's an ego thing because as a man, you know you want to be the top dog. It is what it is. But and then your woman is making more than you. So here's the thing. There's two types of guys. One guy is either gonna get really like in his feelings about it and he start damn near taking it out on the woman, or then you're gonna have another guy who basically he ups his game. He's like, all right, I can't let her, you know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit of healthy competition. I gotta go ahead and do
there's
better.
A third option. There's a dude who just chills.
That is, that's the truth. Yeah, he's just chilling. He's cool with it.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like what's missing in the black community is the leaders telling men, all right, step the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because quite frankly, black women have stepped the fuck up. We're the most educated. We make a lot of fucking money. It's time for y'all to step the fuck up. And you know why that gap happened?
Why?
It's because back in the day, we couldn't do anything without the man.
We couldn't even buy a house.
We couldn't even buy a house. So we were forced in those marriages, low key. Like a lot of times it was abusive. A lot of times Papa was a Rolling Stone. And you were forced in those marriages. So when you go and you talk to your mama or your grandmother and they say, I want you to be independent. I want you to make sure you get an education. I want you to make sure you can make your own money. So if you're ever in this situation, you can leave. You can just walk away. That's why black women are the most educated. That's why black women make so much fucking money. Because that's what we were told by our mom. But the funny thing about it is the black men that came from those same fucking families didn't talk to their mother. They saw their mother working 2 jobs. They saw their mother always putting food on the fucking table. And they turn around and they're like, oh, I want a woman that does that for me. You ain't see your mother's tears. You ain't see your mother sweating. You ain't see your mother hurt.
I think that's the situation that we're... That situation creates 2 types of men. Because there's the one who wants to be taken care of, but there's also the one who got it out the mud, seeing his single mom work 2 jobs and put all that food on the table. And now he's basically been a young man. He's been a man since like 10, 12.
12 years.
Getting to it early. Like, and the people who usually, I'm not going to say usually succeed out those situations. It's hard to succeed that young at something. Like, you can't get a career that young. So it's like people, the people who are succeeding that young are probably doing something that's not in the usual like career line for people in terms of like.
You're saying illegal?
Yeah.
And the point is, you decide what you want to
But
do. You decide.
I think
you don't have to be.
Black men are trying, because if you're coming up in a household with no leaders, it's hard to be led. It's hard to know what you're supposed to do. So I think that's a point. Like usually, this isn't to say like single moms are trying their hardest. They were supposed to step up. Well, they're getting to it. They're getting money. It may not be the safest way, but they stepped up in their household. And it's like, it's hard. It's just hard.
I get that it's hard. I just don't like the narrative that's being pushed on black women to like basically lower our standards.
So what?
And
that's basically what he said. That's basically, even Tyler Perry came out and said the same shit.
So the thing is, it's not that he's not saying lower your standards. What he's saying is that the higher you go on the financial ladder, the lower your prospects that are gonna meet or also be on that same level as you. That number decreases.
In your age group.
Which, as a man,
in both
you kind
ways.
of know. Like, if you go up to a certain height, you're not looking for someone who's going to, like, I mean, they're really not looking for another breadwinner. You're looking for someone who can take care of your children.
And that's like the thing now. I feel I'm not the thing now, but a lot of women, when as they move up this, social ladder or the financial and economic whatever ladder, they're thinking, like you said, you want a guy who's a leader, a breadwinner, and all that stuff. And once you get up there, like I was saying, that dating pool of those type of people, especially on your financial level, that shit gets smaller and smaller. And most girls want a guy who's a breadwinner or a leader, You know what I'm saying? And so it's gonna be hard, and a lot of them are gonna have to date down, but they don't want to date down. And like he was saying, as guys, we understand that we're not really looking for someone like, you know, another breadwinner. We're looking for, you know, somebody, you know, that we. What are you saying? Why are you saying?
No, because I feel I'm just hearing it is different, but we're looking for someone. You don't have to be. Dating down is a bad term for it.
Yeah, I don't want to say dating down
because I think it's the mentality that we're looking for in a woman.
It's like okay, I got the finances taken care of. What else can you provide that I'm not getting? Also, that's what it is. And guys understand that. Yeah.
As a man.
Yeah.
So as a black woman, what should I look for then?
What should you? I mean, I can't tell you what to look for. There's not.
But that's the point that she's trying to make. Like, you guys have all of these, like, stipulations for your end, but when it comes to us, and it's like, when it comes to us, it's harder because it's like, you guys aren't necessarily saying to date down, but indirectly, you're just like, how much you succeed in life will lower the chances of you getting somebody with equal success and equal financial brackets.
It is not for both sides.
But here's the thing, like, we're not saying that necessarily we care about the financial bracket, but we care about knowing that we're not.
Hold on, but I'm sorry to cut you off, but you guys literally said you guys care about the financial
Here's
bracket
the thing,
earlier.
we care about a man being able to take care of himself. We're not trying to provide and take care of another grown man, and that's where it gets kind of like the lines get blurred, because like you said, it does sound like that. However, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that just like how we can take care of and provide for ourselves and our families on our own if need be, you have to have the same thing. So if we want to date somebody who has the same financial bracket or anything, it's not because we care about how much money they can provide for us. It's about knowing that they can provide for them and I can provide for me. And if we have a family together, we are equally providing for one another. If one has to take a lower hit, cool, the other person can help them. But at the end of the day, it's just about knowing that you're basically not having to take care of a man child or a woman child either. Like, you each can provide for yourselves, and you have the initiative and the want to do so. You're not sitting there wanting to be taken care of.
So what about if you're making $250K and this other dude's making $50K, but he's taking care of himself? There's a big gap right there.
There is, but at least you're taking care of yourself, because some people will literally not take care of themselves. And broke, like, I'm not saying that you have to make like literally like $0 to be broke. Like, you can literally make $50K and blow it on frivolous things and be broke because you don't know how to budget. You still have to know how to act like a grown person and budget and plan for things like a grown person does. Plan for emergencies, plan for things to take care of your health. Don't sit there and you keep waiting for the clock to run down to buy the latest new sneakers that came out or the latest video game that you're dropping. Like, no, like, pay for your rent or pay for those sneakers. Like, you have different things that you need to focus on. If you're focused on the sneakers and not necessarily your rent because you're like, oh, she got that because she makes more. No, it needs to be even. You need to be able to take care of yourself.
And I feel like women date so that, like, I can do everything for myself. I can buy whatever I want. I can take care of myself. If you are coming into my life, your purpose should be to make it easier. Just like my purpose will always be to make it easier for the man. If I'm looking for every excuse to make your day easier, why wouldn't you want to do that for me?
What's up, y'all? That's the end of the episode, man. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Last thing I want to say, if you made it to the end, make sure you use the job form link to leave us some questions, man. Talk about what do you guys want us to talk about, what cars you want to see us in. We really enjoy y'all input and just having y'all a part of the family. And yeah, man, I really appreciate y'all again. It was a great episode, and tune in next Wednesday for the next episode, y'all.
The light.